It's fucking time. Oh, yes. It's time we wrapped up the Dexter's Odyssey saga. Now, in the first part, in case you might have forgotten, the first part of the epic saga revolves around the rise of Mandark, how he was born, how he took over the tribe of the planet that he landed on after the previous leader died in a car accident. He spent about 300 years sitting on his ass doing nothing until he finally gets around to actually conquering a place. He conquers it, but then gets his ass whipped. In part 2, that's the filler episode. Part 2, the only, real major thing that happens is, fucking Mojo Jojo dies. Similar to how fucking King Tong dies, he falls from, this very tall building after getting shot up a couple times. That's the only, real significant thing in that fucking middle part, but here we are. We are at the final part. This is the end of Dexter's Odyssey, simply entitled The Fall of Mandark. And let's get into this. Dexter Andrew Zaris was in his Iguanodon, Blue Spike, when he received a message from the Powerpuff Girls. Dexter saw a Vastodon flying to the Kang Val and into Minus Kang. Blossom told Dexter that the Astronomians will lay siege to the planet Mankook on May 14th, 370 TE. Dexter then took off with his Iguanodon to Pangea to warn his friends. Meanwhile, in Astronoma, Mojo Jojo arrived in the throne room with his hovering wheelchair. He was also resurrected in Astronoma and has a super-powered bionic robot body inside his Primakill fresh tissue, making him a Primakill cyborg. Okay, so, he's half monkey and he's half robot now. Okay. Mojo Jojo told Mandark to get the armies of Mojo Jojo and Mandark ready and march to Mankook within 5 months. Mandark agreed. 3 months later, in the year 370 TE, Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls arrived at Mines of V2, the second tallest mountain in Retaria. Once they entered it, they are guided past smoking fissures of lava, intricate reproductions of Victorian scientific labs, and eventually to a bank of elevators designed to bring visitors even deeper into the planet's center. It is hard to adequately describe how detailed and fully themed this area is. Every surface has been attended to, every structure crafted to exacting standards. Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls look up and saw volcanic rock drilled out. A drilling machine can still be seen poking through a section of the cave ceiling, allowing a hint of daylight to filter through to create the caverns that hold the line. They notice how the floor is cracked, pockmarked, and perfectly in tune with the rest of the space. The walls are a mix of hardened magma and porous volcanic rock. Water drips from makeshift ductwork and electrical lines run throughout the space, connecting the cage lights which illuminate your way. Some lava still glows a faint red oozing down the rocky walls. Okay. I really don't think I needed that, but meh. The railings are all brass, aged with time. All the metal surfaces have been oxidized and carry a soft, patina. The air is musty and the temperature is rising. A majestic and sweeping score is suddenly heard beneath the sounds of machinery and drilling. Partition walls of thick, weathered steel hold back some rock while other areas show the signs of recent cave-ins. Along the way, Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup pass by several beautiful pieces of artwork, Victorian age sketches of the various explored areas of the caverns. It is here that you get a glimpse of things to come, etchings of crystal mines, and looming mushrooms as tall as a house. Further along, you pass by Captain Nemo's office and lab, both chock full of artifacts and mementos of recent journeys. Okay, Captain Nemo, that was the fucking guy from 500,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right? Is that the guy I'm thinking about right now? Anyway. Then Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls reach the Turavavators, which are in essence elevators through Earth above. Another detailed diagram shows their position at the Earth's surface and your eventual goal at the base camp hundreds of feet below you. The detail here is again complete. The Turavavators' position in the caverns is marked with a faceted gems. The doors are rusted and aged, the railings are worn. The scope of the Victorian age technology seen throughout the sequence is typical of a lush movie set. After boarding the equally well-themed elevator cars, they start to descend. The floor shakes, gusts of wind blow by, and gauges spin. The effect of descent is as good as it needs to be, but it is not perfect. The addition of a visual aid indicating movement would have helped. Once the doors open, Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup look out onto a totally new world. To their left is a sheer wall of rock, and in the front of them is a gigantic bellows pumping in fresh air from the surface. This area is darker, more foreboding, and physically hotter than on the surface, an amazing continuation of the queue. The electrical lines can still be seen strung from the ceiling. Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls follow them and saw them terminate into a giant generator, sparking and whirring as it powers the place. Fog pours from an opening at the far end of the queue as they continue, descending on ramps. Past some more machinery and then over rocky riverbeds, they finally get a glimpse of the load area and the vehicles. Each car, which will carry you on your adventure, seats 6 passengers in 3 rows of 2. Okay. On the front is a large earth-moving shovel. Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls also saw that the wheels are guarded by steel plates and there is a safety cage surrounding the occupants. The seats are plush red leather-like affairs that fit the theme absolutely perfectly. Glance around them and the details continue to pop. Along the wall of the load area, giant spirals in the rocks are visible. The telltale signs of drilling. Light flickers as the generator struggles to keep the power flow constant. And the hum of sputtering machinery and general low lighting gives a feel similar to that of an engine room on a great ship. Once boarded, the cars smoothly accelerate and Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are on their way. Can we get to the fucking action, please? They start off cruising past the crystal caverns they had seen in the sketches. Glowing pods of giant crystal rocks surround us. Luminescent spires of pulsating color and light. The crystals are just the first of many exciting things to come. These early sections of the cave are well lit and labeled with signs. Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls are, after all, in the explored and well-traveled areas of the dig site. They continue to descend past a dark hollow filled with glowing, whining creatures and emerge in the mushroom forest. It is important to understand that this is not a flat ride that takes place on one level. The cars are traveling up and down at different points. At this junction, we are still descending. They now enter the mushroom forest. Here they pass giant mushrooms ranging in size from a few feet to 15 feet or so in height. In and among them are fantastical creatures of all sorts, jumping spider-like bugs, furry aliens, and iridescent living plants all make their home. As they continue deeper, they begin to speed up slightly. Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup reach that point where something goes terribly wrong. They come upon a collapse that has blocked our intended path, and they veer to the left instead, going over a roughy and bumpy patch and off the lighted path we were on. They continue through uncharted chambers, zipping around until emerging in a large area. Here to the right, Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup see an opening overlooking an underground sea. Lightning flashes in the distance, and a roll of thunder fills the air. It's a very convincing effect as we get a real sense of depth in space. Rounding the corner to the right, a huge lightning bolt flashes, hitting the ground right next to the Powerpuff Girls. It catches them off guard. No shit. Suddenly, a shadow of what appears to be a creature with the body of a humanoid T-Rex, large black and red wings of a bat, and the head, horns, small pebbly scales, conceal scroots, and the tail of the cartoonist from Disney's Dinosaurs flashes to our left across a rocky wall. Buttercup says to Dexter, "What is this stupid devilry?" Dexter says, "A Vulcan Otaurus, a demon from the center of V2. Out of control, they bounce forward past a flowing river of lava. On their left is a huge ball of fire, and we can feel the heat. The car turns to the right, and they came upon the 18 feet tall Vulcan dinosaur thing, who lands safely on the ground, stares at them, and then lets out a roar that sounds like it's made out of rock and lava and shadow. And rears back like the Carnotaur dinosaur near the end of Disney's Dinosaur. He lunges forward at Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls, molten rock bubbling around him. The car takes off like a bat out of hell with the Vulcan in hot pursuit. They go flying up, twisting and turning along the way in near blackness. The car stops when Dexter challenges the Vulcan, but before Dexter can kill the Vulcan, lights can be seen up ahead. There's a smoke-filled opening, and boom! Dexter, the Powerpuff Girls, and the Vulcan dinosaur got blasted out of what seems like the top of the volcano, feeling the cool outdoor air for a moment, which is a relief from the musty heat inside the caves. Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, except for the Vulcan dinosaur who got perished in the eruption and fell back to its top, lift from their seats and catch a moment of air. Suddenly, the car plunges back down and into total darkness. Still accelerating, they go whipping around the entire caldera of the volcano in one large loop. They traverse the perimeter of the mountain land of Veros in total darkness. This is fucking boring. This just might be the worst part of this stupid fucking saga, and that's really saying something. Holy fuck. Finally, Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup emerge as the unload station back on safe ground. Again, this area is just fully themed as those before it. After disembarking from the vehicles, we descended a spiraling staircase which twists around a huge set of pipes until they exit back into the cavern system that makes up much of the mountain land of Veros. After exiting the cavern system, Dexter, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup stumble upon the Kang Vale, the gateway to the fortified Minas Morgul-like city of the Astronomians. Minas Kang. When they reach the entrance to Minas Kang, Bubbles said to Dexter, "Dexter, tell me what's this horrible place?" He replies, "It's Minas Kang, Bubbles. It's the mountain city of the Astronomians. It's a very nasty place full of enemies." When Buttercup tried to reach the gates of Minas Kang, the ground began to shake and suddenly, without warning, red, green, and blue flames springing up from the tower of the Astronomian moon and into the sky. Suddenly, the Rowdy Rough Boys, holy shit, he remembers those things exist, appears, and with Mandark with his Vastodon. The Rowdy Rough Boys leader, Break, says to Mandark, We've come to kick some ass. And since you are the only one around, let's start with the people of Mancook." Mandark replies, "Yes. What do we want? Our people settled in the Mancookian throne of justice, nestled between the pillars of peace and love. What we want is to destroy our Manook's people, down to the last child." Then he says to his Vastodon, "Alert the troops, Red Claw. We attack on Monday." With that, the Vastodon roars and the gates of Minas Kang open to reveal the strong Borgs, Veracills, and Primacills going out of the gates and into the Astronomian fortress in gathering of the Astronomian Reptarians. Cato thing. Fuck you. Cato Minar. Dexter and the Powerpuff Girls took off the Pangea. Reptaria told his friends and army to get ready for the Battle of Mancook. Everyone got ready. Dexter and Amy Jane Honeydew, I think she was mentioned in the second part. I can't be bothered to remember. And Amy Jane Honeydew enlisted 600,789 Timboxians and Mancookians, while Mandark, Lord Wilhelm, Mojo Jojo, and Salamos III enlisted 700,465 strongboards, Veracills, Primacills, and Astronomian battle droids. First time I'm hearing about the battle droids for what will become the great battle of the Timbox Wars. Note in the 1,4900 years leading up to the formation of the Timbox Federation of Galactic Systems in the year 3625 BTE, before the Paleozoic era. Oh, so that's what TE means. Okay. 365 supreme chancellors and senators of the Townsvillian Republic were confronted with astronomian revolution in the Tin Box Galaxy. In the year 3610 BTE, the Tin Box Federation of Galactic Systems declared war on the Astronomian Empire. Over the next 4,010 years, more than fuck that large number, I am not rating it, a shit ton of people, Tinboxians, Astronomians, and Primakill died in a series of wars that will sometimes be notorious for the people of the Tin Box Galaxy. I would actually rather watch that movie than whatever the fuck he's trying to put together here. 3 days later, the Tinboxian and Astronomian troops arrived at Mancook's capital city, Timentia. Dexter rallies his troops by quoting from Ezekiel 25, verse 17. The path of the righteous man is bested on all sides of the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance in furious anger those who would attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. This would sharpen your mind and make you ready for a bit of the battle for Manduke. And he references the second part that I read yesterday, the raising of the sword of the Phoenix, Tinboxians forever. And with that, both Tinboxian and Astronomian armies charge. And so began the siege of Mancook, which drew inspiration from modern warfare, the D-Day invasion, Star Wars, the battles in the Lord of the Rings, and the urban race riots and anti-war protests of the 1960s. Holy fuck. I don't even want to know. I am genuinely having a hard time trying to envision a fucking mashup of D-Day, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and fucking race riots in the 1960s. Just fucking blended into one. It's like, holy fuck. Oh my god. Oh. I kind of want to see someone try to make a video, like an animated video, just trying to throw all this shit into one. Granted, it'll be a fucking jumbled mess, but I'd fucking watch that video. In the heat of battle, they fought with the sword, the spear, the bow, the arrow, the machine, the gun, the bomb, the torch, the club, and the iron fists of both nations. Hell, the fucking weapons roster you boys got. In the end, the Astronomian siege was crushed by Dexter and Amy Jane. After a close encounter with Lord Wilhelm, the Tinboxians have won. Okay, so when are we going to get to fucking Mandor's death anyway? During the year 371 TE, Dexter fought in the Tin Box Wars. How many more of these fucking wars are there? Fuck. Exploring the Tin Box worlds, falling in love with Amy Jane, etc., etc., etc. What? In the year 372 TE, one night, 2 days before Mandor kidnaps Amy Jane, Dexter was swimming in the large swimming pool in the Czarist residence when Amy Jane, in her 2-piece white bikini swimsuit. Ugh, I feel like dirty just reading that. Joins Dexter in the water. Fucking hate my I fucking hate my life. The things I do to provide entertainment to people. Then Amy Jane and Dexter kiss and have sex, while Amy Jane holding on to Dexter's body while they kiss. You can't see it right now, but I'm definitely cringing. Oh. This is only gonna get worse, isn't it? This is only gonna get worse. Oh my god. Okay. One day on April 28th, 372 TE, Dexter noticed that Mandark had completed a space station the size of a large moon. Stardark and kidnapped Amy Jane, then sound the alarm siren to the Timboxian's Reptarian army, so they retaliate Stardark's attack by attacking Stardark with an armada in space led by Dexter and Professor Steve Utonium. Oh, I thought they'd forgotten about him for a moment there. And the Powerpuff Girls lead 500,000 Timboxian, Reptarian, Tenjai, and Gang Stallings, a race of urban street gangs. Most of them are all races with urban armor considered exotic for any Earth street gang. What? Against 600,000 Astronomians and Primekills, and also V-Rexes, the dinosaurs from the fucking Peter Jackson King Kong remake from 2005, and the Megalocarnitors, another fucking dinosaur from that Disney dinosaur movie, that are equipped with huge war towers on their backs to carry the strong Borgs, Varikills, and Primekills. The Powerpuff Girls flies in triumphantly and kisses them on the cheek like they're ready to fight. They scream in agony. The sweetness in the Powerpuff Girls' kisses, when they kiss the Rowdy Rough Boys, they look like they're ready to fight. Combined with the Rowdy Rough Boys' natural nastiness, resulted in the boys falling and landing on a Vasodontaurus Rex with an explosive chemical reaction, setting the V-Rex as well as the war towers on its back on fire. The V-Rex screams and knocks over a megalodinosaur with the war tower on its back, who screams and lands on each other's back. Meanwhile, after a spectacular space battle, Dexter and Professor Utonium have reached the interior of Stardark and into Mandark's throne room in Stardark. Mandark, as a surreal armored warlord, saw them and said, "Dexter and Josaurus, you are a bold one." Mandark and Wilhelm fight Dexter and the Professor, but suddenly in the middle of the battle, the Powerpuff Girls flew in and beats Mandark and Wilhelm down the sides until Blossom uses the force on Wilhelm. When the hell was when the hell did Blossom? Wait. When was Blossom Force sensitive? When did the Powerpuff Girls develop midichlorians? What the fuck just happened? Wait. Until Blossom uses the Force on Wilhelm. and crush his organ sac. And that it explains why in Tom Amok Begins, which will be released November 2016, he constantly coughs and wheezes when he talks. Wilhelm was defeated, and now Dexter has to challenge Mandark for the last time. And so the final battle occurs when Mandark tried to slash Dexter with a sword. Dexter cut his finger off on his right hand, and Mandark fell to his death. And Stardark's nuclear reactor core and explodes. Gee, that's one hell of an anticlimactic way to kill off, the main fucking villain there, okay? I thought Mojo Jojo's death in the last episode was weak, but this is even worse. Dexter, Amy Jane, the Professor, the Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo, and Wilhelm, all the Astronomian fleet, except for 3 Star Destroyers. Where did they get Star Destroyers from? And all the Timboxian fleet managed to escape from Stardark just as it explodes like the alien mothership in Independence Day. The battle was finally over, and 6 months later, Amy Jane, now wife of Dexter, has a son, Tom. Everyone thought it was the end of Mandark, but it was only the beginning. Holy shit. Dexter's Odyssey ended with the Powerpuff Girls flying through the Reptarian landscape. Thus ends the Dexter's Odyssey trilogy. Through the tale of the Timbucks Wars continues with Tom's trilogy. Tom Amok Begins, which will be released in November 2016. Tom Amok 2, The Return of Mandark. The Disney Tim Box remake of Disney's Dinosaurs 2007, which will be released in November 2017. And a set in Retaria with 75% using the same animation, visual, blah, 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 blah. And Tom Amok 3, The Final Battle, which will be released in November 2018 and will be about the final battle of the Timbucks Wars in the year 400 TE. Oh my god. Now, oh my god. Okay. I'm done. Holy shit. My fucking brain just cannot take any more of this autism. It really can't. I knew the last part was going to be a train wreck, but holy shit. Holy shit. But as I said, Dexter's Odyssey Part 3, this is it. This is the end. This is the last time I'm going to be talking about this shit. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep now. Have a good day.